Ladies, gents, high performers, if you've been with us from the start, which I hope you have, or otherwise I have no idea how you've landed on this page, you'll know that video 3 is now all about being outcome driven. Now, there is a secret behind being outcome driven, which we all need and require to be consistently successful inside the business. And that is simply that in being outcome driven, we are consistent, or we have consistency in being outcome driven. And this is the hardest part to it, guys. Think of everything that we do inside the business, the marketing, the selling, the product placement, whatever it is, whether you're service or consultancy based. Think about all the aspects of running your business, the team management, the leadership, the promotion, etc., etc. How hard is it to be consistent across the board in being outcome driven in all of those different aspects? And this is why I want to dive a little bit deeper into this video and show you exactly how you can be consistently outcome driven, because let's face it, it'd be a bit rude to think that you aren't outcome driven running a business. Guys, I just wanted to touch on this very quickly, which is quite an important aspect of being outcome driven. That is why. Why are you outcome driven? And what I mean by that is, what is the end result? What does happiness look like for you? Have you asked yourself that question? Because it is so important to have an understanding about that long-term goal. Maybe it's that you sell the company. Maybe it's that you're still a part of it. Maybe you leverage yourself away. It doesn't matter as long as you have an understanding. Maybe it's that you're just sat on a Bahamian beach somewhere, sipping on mocktails, cocktails, whatever it may be. But if you understand that happiness, you can be consistently outcome driven towards that why. Now, the other side of it is, guys, that you should know that being outcome driven, there is no such thing as a good or a bad outcome. By now, if you've watched the other two videos, guys, and you've ingested them, you should know that a bad outcome is actually an opportunity to learn faster. Guys, that's the key to being outcome driven, right? As long as you understand your why, you can be consistently and constantly outcome driven. Unfortunately, we're realists, and both you and I probably already know this, that it's not quite that simple. The brain's autonomic response to emotion, guys, is to take you away from any type of logic in being outcome driven. So let me give you an example. You see a sports car that you like, you go and sit inside of it, and the salesperson will tell you, wow, you look like James Bond in that Aston Martin, or whatever it may be. Guys, you will go and pay for that car, come away, and then you think, damn, I'm going to justify this to the wife, the miles to the gallon, that it was a bargain, or it was your dream car, whatever it is. You've got to justify that emotion with logic, which logic comes into being outcome driven. So it's not easy. And I completely and utterly understand that, guys, because as human beings, we are chasing shiny objects. We're looking for little victories all the time, something to perk us up, to set our dopamine receptors on fire and go, wow, that was great. And the reason that this is a problem is because then we stop working inside of logic. We can't be then consistently outcome driven, and then this not quite appears in the form of emotion. So guys, whether it's you buying a sports car, ladies buying that piece of jewelry which was heavily discounted, it doesn't matter, it was still a sale in a negative. Is it towards your outcome? And what we're going to do now is explain a couple of tactics about staying consistent. So guys, you might be thinking, Jace, just tell me the answer. Okay, and the answer is that being outcome driven, consistently outcome driven, requires optimization. But doesn't optimization mean sales, net profits, success? Well, no, actually, guys, inside the high performance program, this is one of the biggest problems I ever come across, and this is a huge secret that I'm letting you in on now from inside the high performance program, and that is that we all work inside of 4 quadrants of success. Everyone wants to work in the final quadrant, which I will reveal down here, which makes complete sense when you think about it. First quadrant that we need to optimize to get consistently outcome driven, to produce those results, to produce that net profit, to leverage that time, to get a better body and mind as a general for our health, to make sure we perform in the business, is peace. And what do I mean by that? Well, peace, guys, is that you are able to calm the chaos when everything feels like it's coming tumbling down, which I'm sure you've been there as a business owner. It's not all plain sailing, is it? Let's face it. But being able to remain calm in the face of adversity is huge, because at that point, if you can remain calm, then you can move to the second quadrant. You'll notice all these quadrants start with a P too, the 4 P's to success. The second quadrant is passion. Now, guys, if you can create peace, first of all, this is the order in which these quadrants need to be optimized to. you can then create passion. The reason passion is really, really important is because as human beings, we have this nurturing need to feel connected on some higher level inside of communities. This stems all the way back to our hunter-gatherer days when we used to gather as small tribes of people, and apparently the optimal number is about 200. That sounds kind of irrelevant, but you need a tribe. That's the point of it. You need to feel part of a community. And if you can increase the passion, even if it's just inside your relationship with your spouse or your partner or your friendship groups, then you'll feel connected enough to be supported inside of the business. Whether that's directly to do with the business or not, it's hugely important. Then, once you've created peace, if you've got passionate relationships and you're working actively on those, you can't just rely on these quadrants to optimize themselves, because they won't do it. They will drag the final quadrant back down. Now, the third one is power. Now, I don't mean like power in the gym and going and pumping and lifting weights and stuff, guys. What I mean by power is empowerment. So once you have calm inside the storm, you are connected inside your relationships, you can then level up. You can empower yourself into the final quadrant. Now, what's really important is that people do this in several different ways, and you need to find a way that suits you. Now, what I do with my high performance program clients is get them to deliver a morning routine to themselves where they take time aside first thing in the morning, the very first thing, which plants an emotional token inside their brain to say, you're important enough for me to take this time for you. Then anything after that occurs, you're already charged up. The battery is full, so to speak, and you're running on all cylinders, ready to attack your day. Not the other way around, where your battery's draining consistently and constantly, then you attempt to do something at the end of the day. That's personally what I've found hugely successful with all of the business clients that have come through inside of the high performance program. And that's what I'd recommend if you've optimized the first two quadrants first. Because finally, after you've created empowerment, guys, comes the final quadrant that everyone wants to work inside of because they think it's the key to being outcome driven. And that is simply performance. Performance relates not only to the business, obviously working on and inside the business to make sure it's successful, to get those sales, to get that money inside of it, to make it grow and leverage that, to build better leadership teams, etc. It is all about you optimizing your body, your physiology, your physical self, and your mind too. The food, the nutrition, the lack of exercise that some people do has a dramatic effect on your ability to perform inside of the business. It's clinically and scientifically proven that your cognitive health is at a decline through certain nutritional intakes. So eating the wrong foods can actually have a huge detriment. So not only is performance about being and understanding how to drive the company forwards, it's also about driving you forwards. Remember what we talked about in the previous slide, about the direct reflection of you and your physical self is actually a reflection of the results you have in the business. So, to run back over quickly, create calm inside of the storm with peace. Create passionate relationships. And when you are supported and you're calm, you can then empower yourself. You cannot empower yourself if you feel like there's something missing, like this passion, this lack of community is apparent. You will not be mentally able to commit to empowering yourself to the highest level, which ultimately means you won't be able to perform. I hope that makes sense, guys. That is a huge insight and secret inside of the high performance program. So guys, there's my major insight, optimizing the 4 quadrants to success, the 4 P's, in order to remain consistently outcome driven. But that's not the end. This time I have not 1 but 2 gifts for you guys. The first gift comes in the form of another worksheet, another tactical advantage, where I list all sorts of different leverageable tactics that you can use that both me and the high performance program clients utilize on a daily basis to remain consistently outcome driven. That's the important thing. Remember, guys, we're trying to remain consistent. So this worksheet is going to be hugely valuable to you. And number 2, guys, because I didn't want to stop delivering, I actually produced a bonus training video for you guys, which surmises everything we've talked about and more, and goes into a deeper dive of how you can leverage more time back for you and your family, increase your profits, and leverage a better body and mind for you and the business in just 90 days. So if that's something you're interested in, guys, this email or this ManyChat sequence, however you opted in, is going to be fired across to you in the next 24 hours, and you'll get to watch bonus training video number 4. And at that point, If you'd like a free strategy call with me to understand how we can implement more high performance habits into your daily routine to make your business more successful, to leverage more time away for you and your connections, to build more passionate relationships like we've just spoken about, to empower you to producing at a higher level inside the business, there will be a button below and on the bonus training video for you. Like I said, this is not a hard sell. This is for me to give you value and information to accelerate you towards more success inside of your business. So if you'd like a no obligation strategy call with me, it's a strategy call, guys. It's not a hard sell. It's to see if we can actually help you to move forwards inside the business. Then you can by all means just click that button below. And I want to thank you for spending the time with me on these last 3 videos now, guys. And I hope that you've received some huge value from this. And if you have, if you could just take 10 seconds to drop a comment in the box below just to say what your biggest takeaway was, so that if people come along to this page and they're skeptical about watching these videos, which I'm not sure why they would be, but if they are, guys, if you drop a comment in the box below, it's going to encourage them to level up inside their business and understand the 4 quadrants of success like you guys do now, and be able to implement and move on and be consistently outcome driven as of today. Guys, thanks once again, and hopefully I'll see you on video number 4.